There might be a little bit of an echo, hold on. There might be a little bit of an echo, hold on. Alright, yeah, seems like we're working. Alright. Well, in that case, let's... Can I set this to... Hold on. Alrighty, so let's get into this, I suppose. What's a good song I can just have play in the background? Let's just start with you. Alright, so what we'll be doing is that Sonic Channel made this wonderful timeline here that goes through a bunch of the events in the Sonic history, in the Sonic timeline, all of the games and events that happen, and the order that they go through. So it starts, with the history of Sonic the Hedgehog and goes through and talks about all of the games in order that it considers to be part of the important, main canon timeline. And this is all originally in Japanese, which is why you see the Japanese game titles, but this is all wonderfully translated by Wendy over on her website. I have taken the liberty of putting those translations back here into this so that we can go through it together. So I guess we can just start by going through the history, the stuff that happens before the games. And you can see that this starts here in the prehistoric era. So it describes the very first thing that happens being the history of Sonic Unleashed, saying that Dark Gaia and Light Gaia have been inside the Earth since time immemorial. Destruction, rebirth is an endless cycle that keeps happening. They talk about that a bit in Sonic Unleashed. And so that is just a constant force of the Earth. Now, sometime after that, so Gaia and Dark Gaia have been, or Light Gaia and Dark Gaia have been in the Earth the whole time, and meanwhile the Ancients arrive, from space. This is something that happens in Sonic Frontiers, is that the Ancients, who seem to be some race of water creatures, fled from wherever they originally were. Some sort of alien species came to Earth carrying the Chaos Emeralds, and so we get the Chaos Emeralds from outer space. And so you can see a small number of their descendants who escaped the Mystic Ruins, built the Temple of the Master Emerald. Notably, we don't see any evidence of the Master Emerald being in Sonic Frontiers itself, though maybe I'm getting ahead of myself. But we do see the Master Emerald in, like, a post-credit sequence, I think. So we can talk about the implications of that when we get there, I suppose. And we see that the Ancients gradually transformed into Chao over hundreds of thousands of years. And so that's interesting. I mean, it gives... The Ancients being water monsters, they very much look like Chaos. We know that Chaos has originally been translated as being like a mutated Chao, but this kind of implies that it's the other way around, that Chao are mutated Chaos. Unclear. That is definitely stuff we will hopefully... I shouldn't say definitely and hopefully in the same sentence, but hopefully they will talk about this in the future. In the next game, get to know a little bit about these Ancients that we set up to be so important. Alright, so then we've jumped now from prehistoric to tens of thousands of years ago. We get history. We're no longer in prehistory, we're now in history, which is just someone has actually recorded that Light and Dark Gaia are conflicting each other, and we get the Gaia manuscripts that Eggman finds for Sonic Unleashed that leads him to uncover Dark Gaia. So then, we now go to sometime. There's a question mark in this one. I guess they don't know, but it's supposed to be sometime after the Gaia manuscripts are written. And we have the Babylon Rogues. Sonic Riders, very important part of the lore. And so we get, the ancestors of the Babylon Rogues show up, and they have, they're also aliens, and their spacecraft loses control, and the ancestors of the Rogues crash land on Earth. And the engine units they jettisoned turned into, or became to be known as the Arcs of the Cosmos. Exact timing is unknown. Alright, so now we get into the Echidnas and the Knuckles clan history. This is kind of, a big first event as far as the histories of our protagonist characters. Is that the Knuckles clan here, the Echidna tribe, tried to steal the Master Emerald and the Chaos Emeralds from Chaos, and in the process, it says sacrificed the Chao, which sucks, horrifying. And Chaos, really pissed off about that, destroys the Echidna tribe. So that's all history. 2,000 years ago, we have the Black Arms dropped a flying temple onto Earth. This was just in preparation, knowing that the comet's going to be coming around in the future. Nothing really important happens there, just those glyphics had to show up somehow. I guess that's important enough to put in the timeline. Emerald. This happens sometime several thousands of years ago. There's an ancient civilization who created the Gizoids. And so Emerald was created, is several thousands of years old by the time we meet him eventually in Sonic Battle. Now, 50 years ago, we're getting close to the main timeline now. We have Shadow being created from Black Doom's DNA. Professor Gerald is working on Project Shadow and needs the DNA of Black Doom here. I should turn on my cursor so you guys can see what I'm pointing at. So needs the DNA of Black Doom here. For some reason or other, that's what stabilizes Shadow into being able to make the ultimate life form. And in exchange, this deal with the devil, so to speak, he provides guidance in invading the Earth 50 years later, and thus Shadow is born. Shortly after that, the Gizoid, who we know to be Emerald, who was being researched on the Ark, but goes out of control and causes extensive damage to its facilities, and is part of the reason why Gun shows up to shut down the Ark. We see that in Shadow Dark Beginnings, which was a prequel to Shadow Generations. So here we get to the arc raid where Maria loses her life. Very tragic. Shadow. She heroically ejects Shadow into space. A pod shot down to Earth to save his life as the arc was being shut down by gun, but Shadow the Hedgehog shows the gunshot just off screen. So in the original take, she's actually shot by a gun soldier. It's not clear if that's still canon, but she dies here. That's the important part that has to stay canon. Gerald loses his mind. He goes mad because of this, and so he wires the Ark and brainwashes Shadow to cause the cataclysm that we see attempted at the end of Sonic Adventure 2. But he is also executed after being imprisoned. We see the firing squad as well. Death by firing squad we see in his diary entry in Essay 2. Alright, 10 years ago. 10 years before the events of Sonic the Hedgehog 2006, because of time travel, Sonic is here. He goes back in time and stops the events of Sonic 06 from happening by extinguishing the flame of Solaris. If that had not happened, we get to this, where Solaris is part of an experiment from the King of Soliana, which unfortunately goes horribly wrong. Solaris splits into two separate beings, Iblis and Mephiles. Iblis gets sealed within Elise, and Mephiles gets sealed within the Scepter of Darkness. That was the only way that they could effectively seal them in such a short time period to avoid the world from being destroyed by the flames of disaster. So that is the last of our history lesson, I suppose, because once we do this, the world is pretty quiet for 10 years as Eggman kind of comes into his own and forms his evil schemes. And once those evil schemes are formed, we get right here into the classic Sonic era. So here, we say it says that Dr. Eggman raids South Island, which is the setting of Sonic the Hedgehog 1. That's where Green Hill Zone is. So here, it says that Sonic fights off Dr. Eggman, who attacks South Island to steal the Chaos Emeralds. And our protagonist, Sonic, Blue Blur, prevents him from taking over the world in this way. So that is where our story begins. After this long history lesson, all the way back up here from ancient prehistory, we get right here. So, with all of that said, I think we are ready to jump into our first game, Sonic the Hedgehog 1. So I guess I should go over the rules of what I'm going to be doing in this series. I'm planning on doing the entire timeline. There are a lot of games mentioned here, a couple of pretty long games, so this is going to be a long series. And it's kind of an eclectic selection of games. There's going to be we're going to have some fun. You can see the whole list if you type timeline in chat, ! Timeline, to see all the games that we're going to be looking at, but we're going to be doing some party games, we're going to be doing some Connect games, we're going to be playing some fighting games. It's going to be a time. So, with all of that said, I'm not being too picky about what versions of the games I'm going to be playing. I'm just going to go with whatever I think is going to be the most fun for me, but also still the most representative of the official timeline. With that in mind, for the classic games, it's going to be kind of a controversial choice, but I am actually going to be playing Sonic Origins for the classic games. And the reason for that is partly because they have extra cutscenes. I think that that is a good enough reason to jump right in with Sonic Origins, is that we can probably consider those cutscenes to be canon, and that is another part of the rules of this run, is we are going to be watching all of the cutscenes for every game. We are also going to be playing as much of the game as necessary to get all of the story content out of it. So for example, when we hit Sonic the Hedgehog 3, I'm going to have to play the game as Sonic, and I'm going to have to get all of the Chaos Emeralds as Sonic, because there is a supersonic final boss at the end of 3 Knuckles. However, I am also going to have to play through the game as Knuckles, because he has separate story content. So that is going to be part of the rules here. Let's see, is there anything else I want to go over before we jump into this? I guess I can just start booting up Sonic Origins. Alright, where is my game here? And let's stop the music. Let's see. Alright, let's jump over here. We don't seem to have the screen capture running yet. Where are you? I don't want to click the wrong thing here. Give me just one moment. I'm just trying to get the game set up here. You can hear it now, I'm sure, but I don't know why I'm not getting video on screen. Let's see if I'm not in borderless or some weirdness here. Graphics, borderless, okay. Well, I had this working yesterday. Okay, well, we'll try that. Alrighty, so I guess we just jump right in with story mode. So this is going to go through the events of Sonic the Hedgehog 1 through Sonic and Knuckles. 1, CD, 2, 3, and Knuckles in order. I am not going to get through all of them today. I will probably just get through Sonic 1 and maybe Sonic 2. Or, I mean, Sonic CD. Sonic CD is second. I should be able to get through the 2 of those today, depending on how long we stream. With all that said, I think I'm just going to boot it up. This is why I picked Origins, because we get these fun little extra cutscenes. What? That just disconnected. Okay. So not a whole lot of story in the original game here. We just have Sonic going after Eggman. Eggman's done something bad. We're figuring out what that is. Got all the animals up. Since it's his anniversary, we've got Drop Dash, we've got Spin Dash also, and my goal here, I'm gonna go for all 6 emeralds. It's not actually really story relevant in this game, but there's no reason not to. Unless you just hate doing the Sonic 1 special stages, which I wouldn't blame you. Alright, so that's Green Hill Act 1. Easy enough, you just run right. I'm not a speedrunner of this game. We'll get to Sonic Adventure eventually, and when I've tried to speedrun. I am okay at these special stages. Well, I'm gonna say that and do that. I could be wrong, but these special stages feel harder in Origins than they did on the original. Oh, come on. Let me in there. So it's an interesting choice to have Drop Dash in this game. Hold on 1 second. They definitely did decide that that is retroactively something Sonic's always been able to do. I mean, like, they also gave him a Spin Dash, which there's been a bit of a theory in the past that the fact that Sonic has Spin Dash in Sonic 2 and not Sonic 1. Are you guys hearing that disconnect noise? I don't know what that is. There's been a theory, and since we're doing the timeline, may as well talk about lore and theories and stuff, that Tails is the one who taught him Spin Dash. Which I think is very cute. But I don't know that that's actually supported by the lore. Oh, please don't do this to me. Oop, doop, doop, doop. Okay, back down, that's good. And back up. Please don't do that. Okay. Like I said, this feels way harder in Anniversary in Origins than it did on Genesis, I swear. Okay, let me in. There you go. Maybe I'm alone in that. In. Thank you. 2 for 2 though. Not so bad. Oh yeah, if you're not familiar with Sonic Origins, there's no extra lives in this game, there is no penalty for death. Instead, you have these coins. Anytime that you would normally get an extra life, you get 1. Anytime you normally get a continue, you get 3. So in that way, you can just kind of... And so those coins are mostly for unlocking collectibles in the museum, which I've already got all of. However, they're also used to retry special stages, which I might be doing. We'll see if I need to. And I don't think any of the special stages in these games are too bad, though I needed to retry Sonic CD's special stages a few times. Sonic CD is an interesting game. I mean, we're gonna get to it hopefully in this stream. But while that game has like making good futures by destroying the roboticizers in the past, that is not necessary for a good ending. I'm so bad at Egg Wrecker for some reason. I don't know why I'm like this. I hope you didn't come here for good Sonic the Hedgehog gameplay. I'm not so much of a classic Sonic guy. I've played them. They're good games, I suppose. I just like the blue guy. Hydrate. You know, it is funny. I have played these games a decent amount, and so it's funny to be playing Anniversary and being aware that I have things like Spin Dash and Drop Dash, and just not using them out of habit. I'm like, I know how to play this game with just jumping and rolling, and that's just how I expect to be playing Sonic the Hedgehog 1. Every now and then I find a situation that I shouldn't have done that. See, like, I was like, you know what, I can use a Spin Dash here. I very nearly got crushed for it. Oh, spikes. This is something that you see a lot in the very earliest games, in Sonic the Hedgehog 1 in specific. There's just a lot of just waiting for things. It gets completely streamlined out of the games as the series goes on. So that's something to keep an eye out for, is just the ways in which the game design, you know, kind of evolves over the years. I mean, that's kind of a, why do I keep getting that? That's so strange. I don't have any devices that would be... We'll worry about that later. I'll stop bringing it up. It's kind of weird to talk about, like, evolution of game design in Sonic the Hedgehog, because once we get into the 3D era, there is very little consistency between games. At least not until you hit, like, Sonic Unleashed. Well, oh yeah, you know what, I'm being a little bit harsh on that. I think that, you know, Sonic Adventure through Sonic Heroes... I guess through 06. Okay, now it's starting to get annoying. I wasn't going to bring it up again, but now that that's happened... I genuinely have no idea. Oh, is it my controller? Why are you... What is my pause button? I can play? Where's my pause button? It's not escape, it's not backspace, it's not enter. Okay, well... Alright, we are going to unplug this controller entirely. Plug it back in. Okay. Well, that was a fun little detour. Like I said, just waiting for things in Sonic the Hedgehog 1. It's really strange. Like, I know that that is kind of like one of the few places that you can get difficulty in 2D platformers. I mean, not really. I think it's just kind of emblematic of when the game came out. Something that I always have to remind myself when thinking about Sonic the Hedgehog is that I think there's a mistake that Sonic fans can make, that Sonic and Mario were like rivals and kind of like contemporary with each other. Sonic the Hedgehog 1, Sonic's very first game, is more like Super Mario World, which is like the fourth game or so in the series. I needed that, didn't I? Can I just do this? Yeah. The fourth game of the platformers, I mean, there's a lot of Mario games out there. Normally you talk about like 1 through 3 and then World. So Sonic wasn't just coming out of nowhere. There is a long history of 2D platformers before this guy even breaks onto the scene. The fact that he's been so sustained... Oh no, my special stage though. Oh wait, so much stuff. Stop, 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 stop. I can break these from above. Or from below, I mean. Well. Crushing, very real risk in the classic games. That's something that you don't see as much in the later games. I mean, I can just talk about the classic Sonic games as a whole. Like, I'm someone who has... Okay, cool. Ah, yeah, that's what I was talking about. I think that is something that I want to talk about a bit in this whole series, is, you know, actually talking about the classic games and the modern games as though they are parts of the same franchise. Because often, I myself have a really hard time even considering them the same franchise. Like, they've got the same characters in them, but it is a completely different video game series. These are the boxes that I wanted to grab earlier, but I was really mad that it wouldn't let me go back up. Turn around, Caterpillar. Let's run it again. Just kidding. Waiting. Should the game audio be turned down? No, I think we're probably fine. What am I doing? Okay. No special stage here, that's fine. Plenty of levels. Okay, sounds like I fixed that USB disconnect issue. I think that was just my controller. Which is weird, because I was still playing more or less fine. It must have been just like very short interruptions. That's annoying. I don't remember that being... I've never gone this path, I think, in this level, so I'm just kind of thrown off by... I guess in the original game you'd have to, like, get a running start and roll into that to break that? That seems... I mean... just strange because it's in such an enclosed environment. Usually things that you need to roll into in this game, you are expected to already be coming at it with some amount of speed. Is this one the... I'm gonna go this way. Yeah, that's what I thought. Blink. Still plays the extra life noise. No such thing as extra lives. Okay, you can walk forward into that. That's true. Extra life. I had hit exactly 100,000 points. That's kind of cool. Get an extra life for every 50,000 points. Again, come. Cool. I didn't get a single checkpoint. Alright. I'm gonna go this way. So what does Marble Zone add to the lore of Sonic the Hedgehog? I think it's an interesting choice to have like a, stone brick castle with lava moat, I guess? Is that what's going on here? Because it's definitely like contained intentional lava, except for the big lava flows that happens sometimes. I should have held the button. I don't really need to hold on to my rings. You can't get a special stage on Act 3s. Well, didn't mean I didn't want them anyway. I was trying to pick up that ring. Don't die to the same spike. Don't die to the same spike. Okay. So that's something you're going to see me doing a lot. I'm going to be calling it spin shotting. Most people just call it a spin dash jump. I'm not even supposed to be able to do it in this game, because this game shouldn't have spin dash in it. So here, God, I've never had this much problem in Marble Zone. I guess I can't talk and play at the same time. That's why I've my very first stream of all time. It's not totally true, but it's been like 10 years. You? Okay. Really? Sniped. Good thing there's no extra lives in this game, so I can just keep doing this. I'd have 10 of them anyway. Or no, because I'm getting continues. Spring Yard, or yeah. Fun thing to do in this game is read all of the text on screen. I think we had a cool back there. I don't remember what else we saw. Right, I need to be going for rings here. Special stages. I don't know what this space is for. I don't think you can actually get out of here. I think there's just rings hidden in here. Here's one of the most egregious examples of just having to wait for things in Sonic the Hedgehog 1 is these blocks. They're really slow. Whee! Okay, I guess I'm going up here. I'm really afraid of that buzz armor. Okay. What did that one say? It's the CPU, I think. Owned. These guys are scary. Can I just go over them? Yeah. Don't. I hate you guys. Okay. Sorry, I really want to get to the special stage. This one I want to use 3 fingers. These special days I want to use 3 fingers and that jump button to mash as fast as possible. In the original, it didn't matter what direction you were actually touching a block, so you could actually jump while you are already jumping up into a block, and that would allow you to stick to ceilings. I don't know if I explained that in a way that makes sense, but you could just, like, when you hit a ceiling, you could still jump, and it would just push you up into the ceiling, so you could just stick. And I had a turbo controller for my Genesis, so I would be able to just hold a button and just ride ceilings. So that's part of when I say that these special stages are harder, is just because I don't have the ability to cheat the game like I did when I played the Genesis. But even still, I've played Sonic 1, you know, on things like Genesis Collection that's actually just emulation instead of a remake like this. Boink. I'm not using a Genesis controller, but I am using a controller that has 3 buttons across. It's kind of like a fight stick kind of layout. So I can just, you know, if you hear me do like a quick spin dash, I just slide my thumb across the 3 buttons. What act am I on? I'm only on Act 2. I should be collecting rings. Can I go in there? Never tried this. Yeah. That's cool. They like to have some fun in Sonic the Hedgehog. This sure is level design. They do call it Spring Yard Zone for a reason. backyard is full of springs. Yeah. Oh, you want me to jump there? Neat. Why'd they put it so low to the ground? What the heck was that? I don't feel like that's the first time I've done that in Origins, but I don't think I've ever had that happen to me in the original, actually going over a warp ring. Yeah, so I guess special stages are something that we can talk about as far as, like, canonicity in the Sonic timeline. Is that, you know, we get a lot of these special stages in the classic games, and various Sonic media like to depict special stages as being a real place, whether they are some sort of, you know, warp space that you can travel through, or some sort of extra dimension just formed by chaos energy or something. But it's never anything that really comes up, like Eggman never says, you know, you got to get the emeralds from the special stages, or, you know, anything like that. But we do see them recurring, and it's not clear whether they are just a game mechanic, or if they are something actually tangible in the Sonic universe. Can I die? Can I die? It's not what I meant to say. Can I go down there? Can I go down there without dying? Was what I meant to say. I wasn't sure if that was a death pit, but I guess I could have just ducked. This game has moving the camera. That's two of them. Two of them. Two of them. Was that the original? That doesn't feel right. I believe it. I just, like, just felt strange to have a door in Spring Yard Zone. Those guys are called crab meat, yeah. I wish I could remember all those small animal names. That one's, the chicken-looking one, I believe its official name is now Clucky? But it was originally Cucky. You can imagine why they might have changed that. Was that the one that said cope? I didn't catch that. I think I passed the one that said cope, which is really funny. I'm not sure what that was supposed to mean. They definitely just wrote cope there. I forgot how this boss worked. So this game has a boss rush mode, and it doesn't give you any rings for the bosses, which I think is really fascinating. More just waiting in this game. I don't know why this game is like this. Also, I totally did not manage to hit the boss at all, which is really skillful of me. I'm not paying attention. Let's just retry that entirely. That was bad. I'm gonna be right back. Alright. Wait, how close is the boss? Is there really is there really an invincibility right this close to the boss? Okay, it's just here. Yeah. Really? That was... okay. Oh, where am I going? It's a penalty for death, so I probably could just jump down anyway. Alright, buddy, come down. I swear he dipped low enough to actually hit him in the original. That you didn't need to wait for him to come down to you, just jump. Oh, I got one. What are you pinging? Do I need a different USB port for this? So here's everybody's favorite. It's a classic. This level is why Sonic has a reputation for being afraid of water. This is kind of the origin of that. This and Chemical Plant, I suppose, but mostly this. Shield in this game does not give you air. I don't know why I'm talking like any potential viewer doesn't know who Sonic the Hedgehog is, but I have to talk about something, I suppose. Besides, we're talking about the evolution of Sonic the Hedgehog here. How have things changed as time has gone on? Cool. That was a thing that happened. Don't fear a little countdown. Yeah, you know, Labyrinth Zone's like that sometimes. It's really funny. Here I thought I was going to get to a special stage. I only need one more emerald, right? I think I'm already at 5. There's only 6 in Sonic the Hedgehog 1, which is one of those little, you know, trivia bits that, for whatever reason, there were 6 emeralds in the first game. They decided to go for 7 onwards. It ends up retroactively explaining why Sonic can't go Supersonic in Sonic 1, but I don't know if that was the original intention. Perfectly time that to hit you if you just ride it. Now the question, are there 11 more rings in the left? Never mind! We love... What? In what? I genuinely don't know how it's disconnecting like that. It's not connected anywhere where I'm actually touching it, it's just... We are still going to try and hit the special stage here. Okay, well now I know that water level's rising and it's going to try and crush me. That's another really funny thing about Labyrinth Zone. Okay, we probably have enough rings here then. Just need to not get hit for the rest of Labyrinth Zone Act 1, which is easier said than done. Never mind, there was 47 rings at that checkpoint. Things having... I don't know if you noticed the little point markers that came up. When they faded when they disappeared, they faded away, and that looks so wrong to me. Because they're supposed to just... I think they're supposed to just disappear, but the fade is just not in palette with the rest of the game. It is just an actual like transparency fade out that this game really shouldn't have. That's gonna be a prank. Invincibility does not make you immune to drowning. Which is another funny prank they have here. Those guys are called Orbinauts. The dudes with the spike, the rotating spikes. Orbiting spikes. Yeah, Orbinaut. Orbinauts are going to be a fun character to watch out for, because that is actually a recurring enemy type for quite a while in the Sonic series. So that's... It never really became iconic, I would say. You know, I don't really think of Orbinaut as being the Sonic enemy, but it really has a strong case for it. Then, like, everyone talks about Motobugs and Buzz Bombers. I don't know, later on you got, what, Egg Pawns? But, Orbinauts just, like, are actually so consistent I hate them so much for it. Okay. Nailed it. Yep, yep, yep. Told you. I didn't even know, like, how I was going to try to avoid that if I did. God, this level is so mean. Like, I'm aware of its tricks, so I'm not getting destroyed by it, but I can look at that and be like, wow. They really put that in this game, huh? Pretend that didn't happen. Nope, I needed to go there. Ah. Just give me a second chance to get up that shield. Nope. Okay, never mind. I don't need to collect rings. There's no special stage here. Good spin dash. Good spin dash. Yeah. I was trying to use my iframes the first two times, and then... Sorry, I'm still here. I'm just trying to change this. Why is this so laggy? What the heck is happening? Alright, I'm back. Lost track of where I was trying to go here. Spare. That's a lot of rings over there. Why is there so many rings? Where am I? Have I, like, never been here before? Am Why is there so much invincibility in this level? Is this an anniversary mode thing? I swear this shit wasn't in the original game. But also, I don't recognize this route at all? Like, I don't know where I am? Shush. So yeah, I don't know if story mode has different maps or if I'm just taking a different route than I've ever taken before. I walked right into that. Was that another invincibility that I grabbed over there? I thought it was a shield, but maybe I just took 2 hits, I wasn't paying attention. Okay, dodge all of them this time. Alright, let's not drown. Beautiful. Nice and easy. That switched the direction? I guess to ride them across here. Yeah, I guess that makes sense because that was blocked off up top. Yeah. So I'm not sure whether you actually need to hit this boss or not. I don't know. I don't think this is like looping. I think you just have to get to the top. It took so long to retract. I was trying to time it. If we're underwater, how can there be... Yeah. Now we're cursed with 0 rings. Yeah, that's cool. Basically rings. Can't pick them back up though. Okay, let's just try and go fast. Oop. Yep. Bonked my head. Yeah, can't even go back for rings. Didn't touch me. Wow, okay, glad there's no extra lives in this game. No way. That's Why does this feel so much harder? I did not have any problem with this last time I played. I waited forever and it didn't fire. Are you kidding? I don't know why I thought I'd make that. I just didn't want to get hit by the fireball. I keep thinking I can land there. I definitely cannot. Let's wait for the spikes and not wait for the fire spitters. I think that's the moral I've learned here. That's fine. I can take that. I have to wait for that one now. Wow. That's like egregiously tight. Okay. Well, we made it. Alright, we're still short 1 emerald, so Starlight Zone's where you pick them up. Again, more waiting for platforms. Kind of a banger. Never mind. Hello? Oh. Oh, God, I knew that was happening. Whatever. What was that thing I was saying about picking up their last Chaos Emerald here and Starlight Zone? Yeah. Why are there so many of these guys? Yeah, why didn't I just walk into that? Hey. Oh, that's not death. I thought I was just falling. I really am not a fan of these seesaw mechanics. I know we're about to get a boss that is focused entirely around them. It's the end of the level. Yeah, that's why I went back to those rings, because I'm still... still short an emerald. I'm just gonna hold right here. There's no emerald here anyway. Wait, what is my objective here? I see. No? Does it back up where it just was? Of course it does. I need that. I don't believe that, but whatever. So what haven't I talked about with Sonic? Sonic the Hedgehog 1 yet? A lot of just waiting for platforms to move. We're gonna get more of that in... Ow! In Scrap Brain Zone. But I think here the fans are a pretty good example of that. Well, we haven't bothering. There's them in Act 3, right? Let's say on the pause screen it doesn't. Okay, so best way to hit this guy. That didn't hit him. So you have your option of either using the spike balls to hit him or by putting yourself up into him. Either one works. It can be more consistent to send yourself up, I think, just because you have more control. Okay, I was curious if I could flip that. But I think it might be faster to do the other way. See if I can hit him the other way just for the one time. Nope. Cool. There we go. Cool. Sorry, game audio cut out because I tabbed out. Let's go here and Scrap Brain. Let's see, does this show me as... Connections. Sorry, 1 second. Wanted to see if I could do. I suppose I could look this up later, but what the heck? What the heck? Oh well, we'll look into that later. So here's some of those blocks I was saying. You really have to just kind of hit through and wait. It's supposed to be like threatening crushers or whatever, but yeah, it's just to hold left and you hold right and then just push into them and. A lot of very funny crushers in this level. Are you laughing? Yep, there it goes. I don't know why I bothered. I'm back at the beginning. Yeah. Now let's try the other route. It's over here. Blocks. Take care. All right. Really tempted to spin shot out that way. Not gonna do it. Follow the rings. So I really like to get that last Chaos Emerald. I might actually retry this level if I don't get the Chaos Emerald. Ah, like that. Wow. Because Origins lets you just restart stages, which is nice, I guess. Whoop. So I know I can get 50 rings here. As far as being a little bit more patient. Yeah, almost had it. Whoa, okay, I'm going down. Oh, that's cool. Can I spring down there? Ah. Let's not get caterpillared. Get hit by those. Alrighty. Now we just have to not get hit for the rest of Scrap Brain Zone Act 1, which seems plausible. Oh, not you. No, not you! I don't even know how I took a different route that time. I do know, it's like the first time I just jumped full right. I'll do that again. You did roll, that's cool. I pressed down, but... Oh. I guess I could be jumping across these if I really wanted to go faster and not be waiting for things. That is a case where I'll acknowledge that I am intentionally just waiting on my own accord and not the game forcing me to. Is desynced? Okay. Do I risk it? Why not? Yeah, I figured that was about to happen. That's how close I was. What? Where's my special stage? Where's my special stage, though? Where's my special stage, though? Where's my special stage, though? Hello? When the stage is special? Why wasn't the stage special, though? Did I miss something and you not get special stages in Scrap Brain Zone? Cool. greedy. I'm fine. Oh, hi. Good to hit him before he starts dropping things, because they will bounce all the way down. Really? Really? Alright, well, I can't get any more special stages now. This is the funniest prank in maybe the entirety of the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise. As you get through Scrap Brain and Eggman's here. And he's like, you know what would be really funny? What would really be the meanest thing to do right now? Is send you back for a 4th act of Labyrinth Zone. Absolutely monstrous. Maybe the funniest level design in video gaming is to just, like, you know what, we can't make a harder, like, final boss level than just putting you through more Labyrinth Zone. I don't know why I'm collecting so many rings. I don't need them. They do not do anything for me. There's not going to be a special stage ring at the end of Labyrinth Zone, or the end of, Scrap Brain 3. Can I not go this way? Why did you let me go up? I can't go up. We love this. This is such a funny gag that they do sometimes. Okay. Run! Great. Like, this active Labyrinth Zone actually isn't even that bad. Like, compared to the other two. I don't know why they made Labyrinth Zone like that. Because it's like 4 times harder than Starlight Zone. No, no, no. I did not see that. Okay, I didn't see that either. This color palette is really doing a number on my eyes. Oh, come on. Yeah, drowning, whatever. I'll be fine. Never mind, I won't be fine. Jesus. What a funny gag. I could've just gone up. Like, I didn't need to wait for that. Ba-ba-ba-ba-da. Oh no, how threatening. I'm dead. Okay, never mind. Boss is threatening. Why are you kidding me? Spin dash, please! I pressed down. It just didn't come to a complete stop. Okay, if you could stop giving me the center pillars pattern, that'd be really nice! Hello? You learned what hits me, I guess. It's like, why would I give you the easy patterns when I could just keep hitting you with the double center pillar until you die? That didn't hit him. I think it's possible in Sonic 1 to get a double hit on that, but I don't know that I've ever done it personally. If you hit him on the way up and then his invincibility runs out as he's on the way down. Stop it! That's another one. Doesn't seem likely to be able to do with this engine. Okay. So again, I'm not too fussed about not getting the emeralds if I didn't get the emeralds, which maybe I did because there was no special stage ring at the end of Scrap Brain 1, which was really strange. Yeah, weird. So, no emeralds, but the only thing that changes there is that the emeralds go up into the sky and some extra plants spawn. And then we get a slightly different post-credits little animation. But I don't think it's going to make any difference as far as, like, the Sonic Origins cutscenes go. I'm going to get up and use the bathroom while these credits are rolling. And then we'll be right back for Sonic CD. So we get to try again. That's fine. I'm not too worried about that. Again, nothing, no unique story content was missed here. In fact, it still shows all the emeralds in the ending cutscene here for Origins. Alright, so we got a fun little cutscene there with, I'll just play, it was really loud.
Destination heaven! Stay alive! Now you and me! We're going to have fun! Say, blast off! Excalibur! Just stop that bar! What do you mean? Give me cake! Going home! Side zone! Check out it! Live alone! Leather lace! Get in place! What do you get? Say, back check! Zoom room! Cosmic zoom! That's up, Jay! It's Sonic Boom! Sonic Warrior! To Sonic Warrior!
You always need a day. You got the power to save the day.
Take a little chance, slip on through. We got smart no matter what you do. You gotta do for you.
To Sonic Warrior, to Sonic Warrior. The power is in your mind to shape the planet, to conquer time. To the Sonic Warrior, deep is this the time. To the Sonic Warrior, with the in mind. Nothing can stop the way to stay alive. If you try, you can do anything. To the Sonic Warrior, always takes a chance. To the Sonic Warrior, never sit again. Nothing can stop the way to stay alive. If you try, you can do anything.
Alright, so apparently, yeah, I have it on the Japanese soundtrack, which I think... I like the Japanese soundtrack for the levels better, but Sonic Boom is such an iconic, perfect intro scene. So, I've got a little bit that I need to do here as far as the stream is concerned, because we need to... We've just finished the very first game in the timeline, so that means we need to jump back here to the timeline and talk about it. So... Sonic successfully fought off Dr. Eggman, who was attacking South Island to steal the Chaos Emeralds, and prevented him from taking over the world. I collected 5 of the 6 Chaos Emeralds in that game, and that was enough to say, alright, Eggman, get out of here. Go find your next quest. So the very next thing that happens, Sonic Origins paints it as though it happens pretty much immediately, but Sonic rescues Amy, who was kidnapped by Metal Sonic. So... Here, Eggman, some time presumably has passed because Eggman has built a replica of Sonic. As far as we are aware, according to the lore, this is the first time that Sonic and Eggman have interacted. As far as we know so far. But Eggman now has a metal version of Sonic. And we can get into some theories about, you know, where Metal Sonic really comes from. But as far as the story is concerned, he shows up, and he kidnaps Amy on Little Planet. We got a little bit of information in that cutscene there. The couple of cutscenes that played first, the Origins unique one that showed Amy being there, using her fortune cards to... you know, ascertain her near future experiences, I suppose. I don't know what specifically she was looking at, but it seemed to involve something extraordinary happening, and that would become her, you know, fateful encounter with Sonic in Sonic CD and Metal Sonic. So, I guess... And of course we got the really cool intro to Sonic CD, just still stands up. You Can Do Anything is also a good song. I think that scene works well with that too, but that scene with Sonic Boom is just... It's pretty much peak Sonic aesthetic as far as I'm concerned. That is the Sonic character fantasy, and we need to, like, get to that as much as possible, is the Sonic CD intro. But with that said, we end up dropping into Sonic CD, and this is a world full of unique vibes and time travel. I have Spin Dash in this game, but I also have Sewer Peel Out in this game. Of course, that guy was going to get right in front of me. Sewer Peel Out, definitely a unique mechanic. I don't know what to say about that, really. It's funny because it's kind of actually like objectively better than Spin Dash in a lot of ways. Is that you can roll out of Super Peel Out. That's fine. You can just hold down and start a roll. Whereas you can't start running out of spin dash. You have to like jump out of it unless you're playing Sonic Adventure. So I'm gonna try it. Yeah, I don't know what the triggers are to stop traveling. I guess it's supposed to be like a speed thing, but a little funny thing there. I'll try and go to the past and make a good future when I can, but it's not necessary for the good ending here. Collecting all of the time stones automatically gives you a good future in all acts. Can I get back in here? Yeah. I wanted to see what was in here. Okay, let me in. Thank you. I see. So, special stage rules here are the same as Sonic the Hedgehog 1. Just get the end with 50 rings, you're golden. And we are going to... Amy's here. Hey, Amy. Amy does not come with us to a special stage. Special stage, if you're not familiar with Sonic CD, you gotta destroy the UFOs. Touching the water loses time. You're just always running forward, and you have the ability to turn left, right, and jump. I don't think up and down do anything. I'm not amazing at it. I don't need to be. You can see the counter in the upper left is how many more UFOs I need to destroy. And it's not all of them. I think there are some that are optional. Oh, shoot. Do not touch the water. Do not touch the water. Okay. Forget it. But I haven't quite nailed down which ones are optional. They will also drop items when you destroy them, so some of them will give you extra time, some will give you rings, some will give you speed shoes. So, Sonic CD, as far as it fits in the timeline, again, you know, the events of Sonic CD are as shown. You know, you go through... Amy gets kidnapped. Metal Sonic is the interesting character here. This is our first introduction to Metal Sonic, and every other robot thus far has been based on an animal of some kind. I mean, like, hedgehogs are animals, I suppose. But it's very, like, it's a specific character. The lore of Sonic CD, and I might need a fact check on this, but when we're going back here to the past, these devices that we're trying to destroy, these things right here, are roboticizers, right? Those turn creatures into robots. So there's a theory that the reason Metal Sonic exists in this game, and perhaps exists at all, is that due to the, you know, time travel of this game, Metal Sonic is Sonic the Hedgehog. He is just a roboticized Sonic the Hedgehog. And that's why he is so different from Eggman's other robots. He has his own personality. He thinks he's Sonic the Hedgehog. Can I get 5 more rings, please? I would really appreciate that. And that would be, you know, there's a potential that he is the real Sonic the Hedgehog. That, you know, it's not just confusion. So yeah, I made a good future. Those are not required, like I said. If you get a good future in both acts, then I think you might get to skip the boss. I've pretty much never done it, so I'm not 100% on that, but that seems right to me. I think I've done that once or twice. Boing, 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 boing. Yeah, so your best friend in these special stages are these fan panels, because they just like let you hover at the height of the UFOs and you just destroy it really easily like that. So otherwise these UFOs can be pretty tricky to nail in midair. You get used to it, but it's not easy even once you have the technique. Like, all the UFOs fly around in set patterns. I've just never, like, I never bother to look at where they're going, and I just kind of play it by vibes. I think it's close enough. So I think I do need a good ending here, just to get all the story content. I don't think there's anything that, like, there's any extra level that I miss, but I think the ending credits are different. There's actually like a full animated cutscene, so I don't want to miss any of that. So we're still in, you know, the very earliest Sonic games. This game is kind of like Sonic 1 in that there's a bit of level before you hit the boss. I had invincibility, so that funny little mech didn't do anything. Bosses in this game don't stick to the 8 hits rule that they usually do. That was interesting. So here's Amy, and here is where the story really kicks off. It's up to this point, we were just doing the same as ever, just trying to destroy robots that Eggman's made to stop Eggman's plans. But now it's gotten personal. Amy has been kidnapped, and we need to go rescue her. Future. I don't know if there's any reason you would ever want to go to the future in this game. I guess because there's like these items, these rings, and item box and whatnot that you can't access in the present, but as far as just like the objective of the game, I don't think there's anything that you can get or do in the future that is actually useful to you as far as progressing the story. Ah, what the? I couldn't. Didn't realize these bumpers were on my plane. I thought they were background objects. We're going to future, aren't I? Okay. I didn't really want to be in here. funny level design. Okay, whatever. So I guess I never explained the time travel mechanic. Once you pass a signpost, you need to then maintain a certain amount of speed for a certain amount of time. And it's not necessarily like actually about the speed that you're going. I don't think it's kind of like P speed in Mario Bros, where you need to just like maintain this running fast state for a long enough time. As far as why you want to travel through time, honestly a little unclear. Traveling in the past will allow you to potentially make a good future by destroying the roboticizers throughout the levels. But again, that is not necessary for a good ending if you just collect all the time stones, which are the Chaos Emerald equivalent. And that's what I'm going to be going for instead, is just getting to the special stages at the end of every level and trying to collect all of the time stones. So I guess if you can collect all of the time stones, then Eggman won't have any of them to do his time traveling shenanigans, and therefore you can no longer make bad futures. You can no longer go to the past and you know, roboticize the animals. Whatever his plan was. Cool. Come back here! Uh-oh. I might have to retry this one. Unless this guy drops... Nope. Oh, this guy drops time. I have definitely had to retry this one a couple of times in the past. Come on, get over here! Yeah. We are just gonna cheat with Anniversary Mode and just retry the special stages. It's really not that important. Okay. There, nice and easy, right? Why didn't it go like that the first time? Sorry if you guys are getting noise through the headset. I haven't worked out good noise cancellation yet. He's just chilling there. What's he up to? So that was teaching you how the boss works, that you just have to hit that from the underside and it causes it to go up and then break. Which is what you need to do with this guy. We get to listen to the boss music now. It's not the spooky American boss music. The American soundtrack is very different, and the boss theme is very spooky. I am struggling playing pinball. Pinball hard, okay. Jeez. There we go. Yeah, as far as Sonic CD in the timeline is that this game will introduce Metal Sonic and Amy. It also kind of follows up on how and why Eggman is putting animals into robots. Here he's going out of his way to do it in the past so that the present and future are already destroyed by the time Sonic arrives. Because it's like, you know, if Sonic's the only thing stopping you from doing whatever it is Eggman is doing, then if you have the ability to time travel, just go back to before Sonic isn't a problem. The fact that that's his first plot after one defeat is a little bit strange. But, you know, it's a choice. Those are spikes on the ground, the chompy things. Those will hurt you. You will drop your rings. But mostly they just take up a lot of time, so you fall on the ground face first. I'm trying to intentionally walk in the grass so that I can slow down. Still got one more I need to find. Let's look at there. Okay. I see. So that's a... Those two springs pointed into each other trap is something that you see relatively frequently in Sonic the Hedgehog. This is the one game where they actually serve a purpose. You can just travel through time really easily by just getting caught between two springs pointing at each other. I assume I'm going the wrong way, because I'm really curious what's up here. Got the roboticizer. Alright, we're good. I do think that destroying the roboticizer also destroys all of the robots in... At least in the past. I'm not sure if it's also in the present and future. Alright, how many time stones are we at now? I remember struggling with this one. That guy turned around, that's cool. Okay. Depth perception is pretty tough. Not that one. Slow down. Take the water penalty, that increased that UFO. The water penalty is good there. Oh, don't do that. Jesus. Uh-oh. Time? Thank you. Make a move sooner. So that one respawns. I think that's all it is that some of them can respawn. I think it's specifically this one since it gives extra time. Okay. Just trying to get it to travel over here. Oh, it turned around sooner than I expected. Okay. Extra time. Uh-oh. It seems to be just going back and forth here, so I just stand here and wait for it to come to me. Come on, man, really? I lost for that. Come on. Got it at least. Take the water penalties. Okay, that's more water penalty than I really wanted to take. But... What the heck is that? Just barely got the time extension there. Stem. Okay, good enough. Alright, how many time stones are we at? I think there's only like 1 or 2 more. 2 more, okay. Oh, something up there. Well. Oh, it's just an extra life. Does nothing for me. If I ignore Eggman and just go this way. Oh, no, it's over here. Oh. It's the way the map loops. Gotcha. Spin dash. This is a truly fascinating idea for a boss fight. Alright, what was it? One more after this one? This is the second to last. This is 6. Oh, hi there. I'm sorry I missed your chat message. How's it going today? Oh, come on. Ow. Alright. Alright, one more. Okay. Okay, sure, whatever. I don't know why I was going left anyway. Two more rings. Wait, what am I saying? Sorry.
Future.
I need to go to the future. He's really good at making you go to the future when he wants to. Alright, last special stage. Then it's just playing through the game. What? Sorry, I lost audio for a second there because I had to tab out because YouTube was warning me about my stream's bitrate being too low and then recommending me a lower bitrate. Oh, that juked me. Cool. That was water. I didn't realize that. And that's bad. Yeah, that's water. Okay, let's go to this guy. You could stop hitting the water. I hit it! Come on! I got all the UFOs and I still lost because the time ran out as I was jumping up to hit it. That sucks. Okay, okay, cool. Start. Yeah, at least this extra time UFO consistently spawns in the same place, so it's really easy to just pick up extra time. Going so fast, dude, I don't wanna be going this fast. Okay. Just tank the water penalty. Let me actually move these. Sorry, no audio. Alright. I should see if I can find a way to get the game to play audio while tabbed out. Okay, hopefully I should have time to finish Sonic CD before I gotta end stream. So I am gonna have to get out of here in about an hour. Are you gonna? Oh, I have to hit him. Okay. Just waiting for the boss to start. Ow. Yeah, so this boss, you can see that the friction of the conveyor belt is wearing away at his little stand there, so he's just, this boss defeats itself. Oh yeah, now you can see that it always says I made a good future because I've got all the time stones, so every act is automatically a good future. Alright, I'm just gonna hold right through this level because I hate this level's gimmick. Okay, never mind. I guess I have to interact with it. Ice for some reason. That seems like the element that should be here. Alright, still traversing the level. As long as I get to the right side of the screen, that's all that needs to happen here. That's like Streets of Rage music going here. I'm familiar with the JP soundtrack. I don't remember how many zones there are in this game. I don't feel like I'm that far from the end. I know I still gotta go to Stardust Speedway. Metallic Madness. See, I think I've still got 2 more zones to go. It's just easy to get Wacky Workbench and Metallic Madness mixed up. This is also the first Sonic game to have all of its zone names be alliterative. It is not the only one, but that's just not something that's super common in Sonic games, even though it feels like it should be. But pretty much none of the, main numbered games like 1, 2, 3, and Knuckles have this. None of the zones in those games are alliterative. Sonic 3D Blast is alliterative. And then Sonic Heroes has like a couple of them, but it's not like a rule. Ow! I wasn't paying attention. I was looking at my other monitor. Okay, yeah, it was just not tangible. I didn't get any checkpoints. I'll do the whole thing again. I'm trying to do the same thing I did the first time playthrough. Alright. Please just let me hold right. Thank you. Stupid Sonic CD. Boing. Like, this is not a hard boss, it's just like it tricks you. And now I have to jump at him and not get crushed. Okay. Alright, Stardust. Stardust passed, I guess. Hey, hey, hey. Sorry, we're not going to hear any bad future, unless Metal Sonic's race is always bad future? I guess I'm not 100% sure on that. Oh, I've done this before. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do about this area. Yeah, I can just jump out here and hopefully find another route out. Yeah. No, I just went back again. It's like that's all it does. There's no other. Okay, now I can just do that. Okay, now we're rolling. Cool. Glad that didn't crush me. kind of a banger. You know, let's get the future design. Just the element. Oh, never mind. Star Speedway really likes to just tell you where you're going instead of letting you decide. Yeah, I love this game. Ugh, I don't know why the game is designed this way. You have to, like, maintain a top speed in order to travel through time, but then also you can't see where you're going. Like, I'm in widescreen, I still can't see where I'm going. This game was meant to be played in 4:3 and 480p. Yeah, or like 240p. Yeah, right. Why? Why would you put that there? That serves no purpose. Just a funny little prank for speedrunners. Spin shot up here. Oh no, it's Metal Sonic! His eyes are gray. Yeah, let's try with that. Oh, here we go. Here's the banger. Sorry for cat meow. Just kidding, I'm not sorry. Get owned. Hi, kitty. Like that? Oh, Amy. Don't worry, Amy. You're all safe. Alright, so Metallic Madness, I think is the last one then? Yeah. I feel like this game ends kind of abruptly, is that the final boss here isn't like super threatening and then the game just ends. Go straight to good future here. Oh. Yeah, I had Sonic Mania brain, sorry. I thought that was gonna like send me to another plane. I'm gonna die to this thing. Wow. Just leave me an extra life here at the beginning level. You can go back to what you're doing, thank you. Not that it matters. Playing Anniversary. Ah! Just hold right. Please let me up. This is a really mean setup, and I'm starting to wonder if I'm not supposed to be going upwards here. Okay. I remember this area level from the Crescent version, so we're getting stuck here for a while. Okay. Looks like it's easier in the good past, good future. Alright. This was kind of a banger. Right. First rate. I have no idea how I'm gonna actually use my signpost. I have a good future signpost locked and loaded. That'll go up, sure. I already had a future signpost. Button? That didn't burn my signpost, that's good. And that didn't burn it at least. I couldn't have gone that way. Let's just go down. Thanks, Sonic! Yeah! That's what we all been waiting for. Can you please get... Thank you. Oh, let's go back to video game. There we go. There we go. Oh, I think this is the area I was thinking of. Yeah. This area just like doesn't make sense. I'm trying to remember what I was missing when I went through this the last time. So I just kind of got stuck here for a while. I think I just have to go left here. Even though there's a one-way gate there. Why is that supposed to go? Okay. I got the time travel in the end. Alright. One more level. Oh, it's good future. So wait, do I even have a boss fight? No way that crushed me. I got past that. It's not like Mania wouldn't have crushed me there. Here's some of that waiting I was talking about. And hearing Madness Good Future is really weird to me. That there's just Death Pit there. That's not such a good future. There's no enemies, and I've died like 3 times this level already. Just to gravity and physics. Compression force. Okay. I'm gonna get dropped. Okay, that's fine. That's not fine. Why is this like this? Why is this like this? Why is this like this? God. Okay. Right. Enemy. I hate these enemies so much. They're vulnerable for like 3 frames. I don't get it. There. That's not spawn low enough for me to actually hit them. Alright, I think this is the final boss here. Damage boost, I don't care. I don't know why that hit him. That's still okay. Just going over here. I'm just running into him because I don't have the patience to wait for him to be vulnerable. There. That's game. Alright. I think that's all there is for Sonic CD. In which case, we are, in fact, 2 games into the series.
Extraordinary things can happen if you believe.
Okay, so I think this was pretty good. Got through the first two games. That's going to be where I'm going to end my stream. This has been a pretty good proof of concept. I'm going to take a look at this, see how well everything kind of worked, and we will start again soon with Sonic the Hedgehog 2, and we are going to play through every Sonic game in the Sonic timeline in chronological order of the universe. Right now we're just chilling watching the credits of Sonic CD. We're gonna get one more cutscene. I guess two more, because it's gonna play the intro to Sonic 2 also. And we are too cool. Who's that guy? There he is. And just like that, the main characters arrived. For the purposes of the timeline, I am going to be playing as Sonic for every game that has Sonic in it. So, well, it looks like actually this forces me to play as Sonic and Tails. So I guess we're gonna have... I didn't even get the choice in the matter. Well, that is for next episode, I'm afraid. So, let's jump back to the timeline. So, looking at the timeline now, you can see that Sonic has defeated Metal Sonic, rescued Amy, and crushed Dr. Eggman's ambitions. So, up next, we are going to be experiencing Sonic 2, and that is going to cause the events of the Death Egg crashing into H Island. But first, we have to get up to the Death Egg itself, and that will be next time. Alright, thanks everyone for watching. See you in the next one.